right, I'm very pleased to have here Coach Calum Smith of Georgia Impact. This is a treat for me. I know that we've spoken a little bit last season from time to time, as you got used to the UPSL Premier Division. But it's good to have you here for the second season here in the Premier. And just wanted to welcome you in and find out a little bit more about you. So, tell us a little bit, tell the audience out there a little bit about your background and how you got involved with the Georgia Impact.
Yeah, quite a long. First of all, thank you for having me on. Yeah, I've enjoyed our chat, so appreciate that. But yeah, it's been a bit of a kind of strange one for me. I was 22 years involved in soccer in Scotland, and that was a mixture of playing professionally. I was lucky enough to play in all the professional leagues in Scotland, from the Premier League down to the Lowland League. So yeah, and every league in between. So pretty lucky to have had a good career and enjoyed it. And then went into coaching, and just before I was came here, I was coach for Bonnyrigg Rose, who were in League Two in Scotland at the time, so in the SPFL in Scotland. So yeah, it's been a transition. I met the one of the directors, Rob, on my UFAB license, and he tried to bring me over here, and then basically got pretty close with the director of coaching here, Ross Keenan, who I'm sure you know as well from the chats about UPSL. And yeah, so for a 2 year chat, and here I am. So yeah, it's
Well,
been enjoyable.
that's very interesting. How was that first contact made, though? I mean, how did you? I mean, you're in Scotland, you're working on your coaching licenses and things like that. How did that connection happen with the Georgia Impact? Was it through Ross that?
So yeah, so initially it was Rob. So Rob's our director of operations. So Rob basically was on the license as well, and yeah, just asked for a chat, and then we had a dinner, and then basically said, "Look, come and meet Ross and Shane, our executive director." And we did that on Zoom, and then that was pretty much it. And then for a 2 year, waiting on visas and things, and yeah, here I am. So. My role's
Wow.
obviously not just the UPSL, it's a director of development for our academy. So try and bring on our coaches throughout the academy, and yeah, kind of work under Ross, and it's been a great learning curve for me as well.
Well, that's pretty incredible when you consider, coming into the country, having to deal with all the paperwork that goes with that, a new team and really a new environment. And that's the question I have. And we've had a little talk about this next question,
Yeah.
but was there a football cultural shock coming from Scotland to the United States? And we had a little discussion about that.
Yeah.
What are your feelings on it?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think as well, like obviously coaching within League Two in Scotland is a professional division, and so crowds are pretty good and pretty big, and facilities, and everyone has their own ground, and it's pretty it's pretty easy to coach at that level, right? Because you've not got the stresses of worrying about anything. All you do is coach. There's not a stress of facilities. There's not a stress of anything else. You literally just coach. So yeah, when I first came over initially, it was definitely a transition, but that's kind of what the club believe in, and what I believe in, is to make this as professional as we can. Like we're here to make our UPSL Premier Division a kind of professional environment for these players, right? These players are taking time out of their day. They work for a living, and they're coming to train, and we need to make that as professional as we can. And that's the ambition. And so for me personally, like that's the way I treat it. It's you maybe see that sometimes with my over the top celebrations. I very much treat it as yeah, it's exactly how I treated it back home.
Right, right. And so that adjustment period, I mean, did you kind of go through it last season? And do
Mm.
you feel like that experience from last season is obviously going to help you coming into the second season?
No, definitely. I think, yeah, I mean, last season was good. I was relatively happy. We had obviously just been promoted into the Premier Division, so the ambition was very much to stay in the league, and kind of then push on this year and try and do better. That's always the objective, is to keep improving. But yeah, like I feel I know what to expect. Um, I know the standards. I mean, like I'm being brutally honest, the standard of player here is really, really top, really, really good. I think that we have a lot of really good players within the UPSL, and a lot of players that probably could play a lot higher. But it's whether they're maybe in the right moment or that, they have that bit of luck to be noticed. So, yeah, it's good to see the kind of growth within the Georgia conferences, and I'm excited to see what it brings this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting you bring up that point about the opportunities that the players have, and I know that of course you have a lot of experience overseas from here in Scotland and Europe, and now you're here in the United States, a little bit different environment, a little bit different culture,
Yeah.
but what is your overall feeling in the UPSL for those opportunities for the players that you're working with right now?
Yeah, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I definitely think there's a few players that could, like I say, they could go higher. Definitely. It's just whether teams now look at this league. That's basically it. I think there are some people who are kind of younger players and they're almost treating this as a platform to get noticed, and I think that's great. I think if I can help players on that pathway and on that journey, I know that that's what the club want. The club would love that to see a real transition from our academy teams into the whole pathway right through to UPSL. And right now we have quite a lot of players that have been on that journey, which is great. But then it's then next, what's next? Is it we're just helping them on a life experience, and at the end of the day, football does help with that as well, without a shadow of a doubt. They'll take a lot of great qualities into a working life or into a family life. Um, but or can we get them on the path to professional football? I mean, it's tough. I've been there. I've lived that kind of experience of, you know, what's next. When you leave school, when you go into that professional football environment, you think that that's your life forever, and then yeah, there's ups and downs and twists throughout. So yeah, it's just trying to make the players aware of all the areas and pathways that we can help them in. But if we can help them off the pitch as well, like that's as big for us as anything.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a delicate balance when you're trying to have that competition. You want to win trophies, you want to excel, but you're also at the same time having to develop talent, teaching life lessons and things of that nature. That's what happens at this level. So, having said that, you got the promotion into the division last season. Just got safe, was safe, very close to postseason and going on to the next level, so to speak. So now we're starting off in spring 2026. We've had the first round of the season last weekend, a very successful outing for you guys. And what is the feeling now that you've done all the preparation, you have some new faces in the club. What is the feeling now, as far as the confidence of the players and the coaching staff there about, going into the spring season? Do you think you can make that next step in the progress for the club?
Yeah, yeah, it's a tough one. I never like to talk about it too much, but
Yeah.
to start our campaign this year with a away win was an excellent start. So we've already kind of look a little bit better away from home, but it's early days. But the ambition is definitely to push on this year. There's no point in me coming on here and saying that's the same ambition as last year, because I think we'd all know that that's not the case. But what that will be, like, that's down to the players. Like, we can only give them so much advice. I've got several coaches now who are excellent, who are working within our academy and also helping with the UPSL. And so we have a good group, but it's just about the players really. It's definitely down to them. And when they're successful, a lot of managers want and head coaches want to take the accolades, but we can only give them a platform. It's really down to them. And
There's one very, very important question I have for you,
yeah.
and it's the most important question I wanted to give to you, and I want to put you on the spot. But after that second goal there,
Mhm.
somebody ran towards the touchline and and celebrated quite well there. Um, is that emotion, and is that something that comes from accomplishing, getting to all these goals and getting over the hump and and realizing the goals of victory and getting on to the next level. Is that a motivation not only for you but
Yeah.
for the rest of the team?
I think what you'll probably find from me personally is that's just how I am. You
I
know,
don't want to put you on the spot. I just
no, no, no.
I think
I think I would.
it's something sometimes I think that's missing
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
a positive
Mhm.
emotional output. A lot of time we get a lot of the negative output.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like joking aside, I'm like that with everything. It doesn't matter if it's a game in the house or if I'm playing pickleball where director of coaching Ross, like he normally beats me, but I'm still that kind of mentality. I'm desperate to win. Like that's kind of what I'm like as a person. So when you see those wins on the pitch or the team scoring or like joking aside, as cliche as it might sound, I genuinely care about the players
Yeah.
and so seeing them perform so well and then everything they put into the game, and we missed a lot of chances, if I'm honest. Like we did, we missed a lot of chances. So when we scored that second goal, probably a bit of everything, a bit of relief, a bit of I know what they put into the game. I did the same last year against George Revolution, slid on the knees, and it's like I get a bit of stick for it from some people at the club, but like I'm just passionate. Like I think it comes from 22 years in this game, and I've just never stopped loving it. I don't care if it's down the park or if it's a Champions League final, it'd be the same. I just love football, and I've got to say, and it's genuinely, I mean it, is the players are a great group. Like I love coaching them. There's no point in me saying that I don't want to go come and win football games. It's just a game of It's not like it's not how I would ever treat it. Um, I coach it the same way as I coached at home. Right? It's the same. If it's a professional environment, if it's UPSL, that's how I want to be, and that's how I want the players to be. And it's because I see how much they put into this away from it. With people with their jobs and all the rest of it, and they're still training and making it to games. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I think that at this level, that's what I like about the game. When you consider what you're describing is like a football family,
Yeah.
and you get to know them personally. And so when things happen on the field that's positive, like winning and scoring goals or just getting a decision, it means a lot to you emotionally.
Yeah.
And I think that at this level, it's genuine. It's more of a community feel than you can get at those top levels
Yeah.
and well, at least in the U.S. anyway. And that's what I love about the UPSL because you have, it's regionally divided up, and then you have the clubs who are very closely connected, not only to the community, but because of the way that the players train and the relationship the coaches have with the players, it is like a close knit football family.
Yeah.
And I think that is what is one of the most positive things when I see a celebration like yours or anybody's, any game that we watch. It's always a nice thing to see that positive emotion because it really resonates in the community. So I
No,
just wanted to
absolutely.
kind of
Yeah,
touch
no,
on that and just say thank you for.
no, no, totally. I think it comes a wee bit as well from back home is you probably only get two or three defeats and then you get sacked, so it's a different environment. So maybe I still treat it like that, or yeah. So it's yeah, maybe a wee bit more relaxed, but I don't like treating it like that.
Yeah, for sure, Coach. Well, I really appreciate you taking time out right now. I think that this is one of the things we wanted to do with these segments is to introduce you to our audience and
Yeah,
let them learn a little bit about the club that you're a part of, as well as the league as a whole. So,
yeah,
thank you for taking that time out. I know you got some, busy time to continue and prepare for next week. So,
yeah.
appreciate the time now.
No, thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.